Just to give you a brief demo of how easy it is to code qualitative data using NVivo, I will run you quickly through the NVivo how-to basics. So let's begin by creating a new project, and we'll name it Online Survey 2. Here in the description we can write whatever we want that relates to the project that we're creating, and we click on OK. So the first thing we need to do is gather our source material. So we'll click on Internals, External Data, Documents, and here we can import internals from anywhere in our computers. So I'm going to be importing some online surveys that I have saved just for this demo. So another dialog box opens, and here I have general. I can put in a description, I can assign a color, or I can assign attribute values. In this case I'm not going to do either, so I'll just click on OK. Let's add 3 more documents. So we're adding another respondent very quickly. And the 4th respondent. Okay, now that I've got all my internals in, the next thing we need to do is create our nodes. So to create the node, we click on Node, and here in the title bar we click on Create. And for this demo I'm just going to create 2 nodes. So one is going to be gender. I can also assign attribute values, give it a description, nickname if I want to, a color, and I click on OK. And I'm going to create another node which is cultural background. So within the cultural background node, I'm going to create 2 subnodes. So one I'm going to call Canadian, and the other one I'm going to name Non-Canadian. Okay, having done that, let's do some simple coding. So I'm going to go to my internals and open all of the responses up to make it easier to visualize. And I'm going to go to my nodes. So now, as you can see, there are 2 windows that are open, one with my nodes and the other with my responses. NVivo, like other software, has drag and drop capabilities. To code document content, all one has to do is highlight a particular paragraph, sentence, idea, or utterance and drag and drop it into a free node. So we'll drag and drop our data into the respective nodes. So we'll get here gender, female, corresponding 9, and drag it into this node. We'll go in here and we'll do the same for respondent 3. There's also another easier way to code, which is I just come down to this lower title bar here. Bear in mind that you always have to highlight, and I already have here gender nodes, okay, and all I have to do is code at the current node. Just click on this and it'll do it automatically for me. And we'll do that with respondent 1. Same thing. Now, just to check, whether we got all responses in. We did. Okay? So now let's continue coding for cultural background. If we click on View Coding Stripes, NVivo displays our coding as it progresses. Coding stripes are colored bars that allow you to see nodes that code the content, attributes of content coded, and coding by specific researchers. This is very useful if you are working in a team. So let's continue coding. Now for cultural background. Okay, so the first one, there's no answer here. In the second one, there's an answer, so I'm gonna come down to this lower bar. And I'm gonna look for non-Canadian and code it at that. And here I have another response, also non-Canadian, and responded 9, reported being Caucasian and Canadian, so I will choose this Canadian node and code it. Okay, let me just show you again the coding stripes. Minimize the window here a little bit so you can get a better view. So here you can see the gender. If you click on it, you'll see the node that was assigned to it. And if you double click on this, the particular responses given by the participants will open up. And the same thing for the cultural background. We can also create reports. NVivo enables you to run a series of different reports to check the progress of your project. The software is able to generate the following reports: project summary, source summary, node summary, relationship summary, attribute summary, and coding summary, including a variety of charts and other types of data query that will not be addressed at this time. Running a report is a very simple task. All one has to do is click on the Explore button, New Reports, and click on the New Report via the wizard. And here we have two options, from a view or from an extract. So if we choose from a view, it can be based on a node classification, on a node, on a project item, source classification, or source. But we're not going to do that now, so let's cancel. And finally, let's run a quick matrix coding query to cross-reference this little bit of data we have so far. So we'll come here to Query, Matrix Coding Query, and here I can choose to sort my data in rows or in columns. So let's start with the rows. I'm gonna select here. I'm going to select my internals, add them to the list. I'm going to come to my columns, and I will select my nodes and add them to my list as well. Just delete this, and then all I have to do is click on Run. So here, as you can see, I have a matrix coding query.